We have ignition. We have liftoff. Production. You can cue the show when you're ready.
Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe. They are here. We are here to unpack it. They are here. Please like, share, subscribe. Let's get this link out to all believers, non-believers. Let's do this. They are here. What are they? Are they angels? What are they? Are they subatomic? Are they us? They are here. Where would you be? You would be here. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get that suit pink on that man right there. He needs a pink suit. I'd show up to the rallies. Let us all unite. Okay, what color y'all are? You know, we didn't cover that you would like to cover.
Brothers, this has been an expansive conversation. I probably have not had this type of conversation. I mean, I'm drinking my Glenlivet, so that's a good start. But so that's usually a good starter pack for actually creating this type of conversation. But normally I don't get to share as much as we've shared. So I definitely appreciate it. I mean, of course, you know, there's 45 years of life to tell you about. So there's definitely things that we did not cover, but they're just, you know, those are for part two of the joint. But again,
previously on the Self Luv Show.
Man.
All right, y'all, 1 minute. We're going to get this going. We are live. This is an interactive thing. We're talking about it. I've seen the mothership.
This is your last chance.
It's your last chance.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and do whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.
Nice.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
He was talking to the one. Told this Mark it's your last chance. Maybe I'm Morpheus.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. Nothing more.
Maybe I'm Morpheus. Maybe I'm an agent. Maybe. This is what happens to yourself after years of Morocco trauma. That's right. Get her done. And, production. Let's cue the joint. Yeah, buddy. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Shot Towns in the building, baby. Yes, sir. We got people behind us. Folks, doctors, lawyers, peoples, kings, gods, noops, foes, masters of ceremonies, all those MCs. We got people behind us, y'all. Lawyers, 12. Think we playing. Yep, like-minded peoples. Black first, baby. That's what we own. Self-love. Vision. think he can see. I think he can see. Somebody should dial 911. I think he can see. Now ask yourself, why are we all here? Why are we all here together? But that's another show. Big ups, big ups. Thank y'all for being here. We got a show that's close to both our hearts. I believe both of us had different types of encounters. One of the first kind, one of the second kind, and we want to know if y'all are out there. I mean, let's keep it 100. I don't think YouTube could tell us what we can't say about that. Anywho, welcome to Chi-Town's very own The Self Luv Show. It can be found right here on TATN on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And our motto is, on earth as it is in heaven. Rest up, rest up, all my ancestors. Yes, sir. And we also say, as above, so below. We right here on YouTube, on this internet, on the channel, This Ain't That Network. So this ain't Ms. NBC. This ain't CNN. This ain't Fox. This ain't Disney or ABC, whatever entity, CBS and all of that. This ain't that. This ain't ESPN. Let me tell you what this is, though. What this is TATN. Yeah? Yeah? Huh? They got ESPN. Huh? They got TATN. TATN. Huh? Let's marinate on that a little bit. Huh? This is one of your co-hosts, 9 Millie, also known as Self Luv. And I'm just a kid from Chicago. What down, Chi-Town, and what down, U.S., and what down, Big Russia. I know it's y'all spooks watching us, but small ups. They got the Russian spooks watching, trying to create shit. Whatever. But if you choose, repeat after me. I am greater than my excuse. Marinate that. I am greater than my excuse. And the charm, I am greater than my excuse. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. As always, we love to acknowledge that all of you souls can be any place in this vast universe, any place. And thankfully, we all chose to be right here together. Here together. What down? Self-love, what you manifesting today, Mr. Wordsmith?
Love. You know me. Love, self. What you manifesting?
Hey, pure, magnificent, magnanimous, sometimes tough love, G.
Hey.
Yeah? Tough
Still,
love. That firm handshake. Yeah. Unfiltered, you know. As non-judgmental as I can get it, brother. Love, sir. What's that Hawk doing in the Chi? Did the Hawk go into into summer vacation yet?
Man, you're not gonna believe this. 80 yesterday.
Yeah.
45 today. For the high.
Well, you said it was gonna happen. I don't want to bust your bubble because yesterday it was warmer there than it was here on the left coast.
Oh wow!
And I knew what the Pacific stream was pushing your way, and I I knew it was coming, bro. Because I was like, man, because yesterday we were like 64, so 64 here is going to translate.
Yeah, you're right.
He's right. Once you get over there, 64 is going to translate to something else. But today, I just want to let everyone know. First off, thank you so much for your support. I'll give you a quick overview of what we got lined up for today. The Realty Show has been postponed, so we promised we would get that to you once the stars line up. Today, speaking of stars, we're talking close encounters. First, second, third kind. I really don't know the numbers. Who cares? We're inviting you to call in or even slide through, pull up. as they say on YouTube. If you have stories, firsthand accounts, you know, you were talking to an alien. You know, you looked up and you saw something you couldn't explain, right? This is what we're talking about. We hope that there's silverbacks and silverbackettes, if you will, who have the Chicago nads, if you can, to click the link that will drop eventually, or call 424-900-6945. That number's troll free, completely 100% troll free. Trolls get holes around here. Standard fees and stuff might apply, so pay your own bill, what have you. Maybe you got an Barack trauma phone, but I feel like I'm digressing. Next, are we alone? Is that possible? Is it more likely that we are alone than we have company? The Pentagon, as I call it, they have established a UFO task force. Some of you cats who might be silverbacks, you know, around my age, I mean, come on. Huh? That was hokey pokey years ago. Now, recent evidence, there's been a huge increase, recent evidence of sightings in Canada and right here in the U.S. They've been picking it up on the mainstream media. You know, they're still smug about it. But it's all over the mainstream media. So we've got some video evidence here that we pulled off of YouTube. Big ups to the content creators. We'll mention your names, what have you. Fair use, damn it. Fair use. 1974. You know, bitch. Excuse my language. And then, I pushed that fair use. These are your rights. You're going to learn how to assert your rights, people. All right. And then, are they attracted to our tech? You know, if they do exist, and are they attracted to H2O? Is H2O tech? So we're going to cover that today, and we want your input. You know, if you think this is weird, sit here and learn something, you know. And then for the announcement, self-love, we just got Mouthpiece included tomorrow. That's the history of Negroes in baseball. Big ups. Why we're not in it. Why we don't dominate that sport anymore. We were about to dominate that sport in the Reggie Jackson era, and it was coming. Y'all saw it coming. But then we don't do it anymore. Also, you know, we've reached our tier. You know, self-love's going to get digressed. You guys should know about that.
Regressed.
Yeah, maybe I should say regress. So he's going to get himself regress, and big ups to the subscribers who got us there. Our first goal was 299 real subs, no bots. We did that. So once we get to the next tier, then myself and my lovely better half, the Earth, my wife, we're going to jump out of an airplane. So let's get there, huh? Right, Self?
Absolutely.
Let's get us there so we can get to all these different steps and enjoy the struggle, as they say.
Enjoy the journey.
All right. So, Self, before you do your thing, I just want to say if there's anyone who's had a close encounter the first, second, or third time, if put a 1 for a first, type a 2 for a second, and type a 3 for the third. You know, this is interactive. What's the point of being in the chat?
Kind, not time.
Yeah, kind. Yes, kind. Yes. First, just put a 1 or 2 or 3. Let's do that, and also let us know what city you're in.
Absolutely. Please like, share, subscribe, share far and wide. It's very important. We need your help. I need you to personally hit the subscribe and the bell, and then share it to some like minds. We're growing this organically. No crap, no bots, none of that. Okay, so we need your help. We have a little housekeeping to take care of. We always do. And then we have 2 very important videos that I need you to pay very close attention to. We are building the Self-Love Nation off the foundation of the More Growth and Development platform. And I want you to know exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying
all the way through the show
to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child. For said the Master, in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Luv Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Lessons, not lectures.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. Number 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar.
Here we go.
8, to provide mentors for the mentorless.
Yep.
9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Yeah, we're gonna get that gap closed. By the time we get it closed, big ups though to that brother, Mark Daniels yesterday, the master of logistics from East St. Louis.
Man, great show, man. Great conversation. Very enlightening.
Yeah, crisp perspective, not that sheepish. Let's just keep the insanity of doing exactly what we've been doing as people drop guns and poison off in our neighborhoods and whatever, right? But this is another show. But big ups if you guys missed that yesterday. You definitely want to check that out. And thanks and a yo to that brother.
Absolutely. Thanks again, and yo.
Man, and if you haven't hit the thumbs up and you haven't subscribed and you haven't shared this link today, shame on you. Just put it there. I'm talking to you. You hear me out there. You know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. There's 6 watching and only 5 thumbs up.
That's right. But big ups to I'm the Mac. He says we are them, evolved Anunnaki. Mm-hmm. Can we say that? Will they start messing with the... we're going to say it today. We're going to say it. All right. And he said, the vibration of love breaks all restraints. See, that's the magic. See, that's the secret.
That's the dopeness.
I've said it, so when they leave on their deathbeds, that's what they're talking about, the vibration of love. They realize that that's what it was all about. And you get that purity. You left here. We can get into it. But anyway, William Banks said, we have to respect ourselves, each other, and demand respect from everyone. Let's read that again. We have to respect self, respect each other, and demand respect from everyone. That's silverback stuff. That's silverback excrement. Yes, you just took a big gorilla poop right there in the chat. Big ups, respect, because that's exactly what we're on. We have to stop killing each other as black men. Facts. We will stop. William Banks. We will stop.
Facts.
Through education, holding people accountable, things of this nature. We got Eddie Sevo in the building.
Yes, sir.
Big ups.
Big ups.
Prince Jamar says, yo, much love to the Self Luv Show. We got Omni Overseer in the building. He says growth and development. It's more growth and development, buddy. It doesn't work if you don't say more growth and development. All right? We're all about balance over here. Okay? Free the guys. All right? More growth and development. This is a movement. It's a consciousness. We have to mature. Is that a word, Self? Mature?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we have to move in a more enriched fashion. Stop being so damn judgmental out there. Stop calling these race soldiers to resolve our shit. Man and woman up, posse up. Go talk to people. Stop being what am I looking for? It's a pussycat, right? Right? Make some sacrifice out there if you care, or pack your shit up and move.
Period.
Yeah. Yes. Find out who the chief is. I'm telling you guys, you guys can do it. Who's the chief? But you got to be in a community. You can't just pop up on the block talking about who's the chief. You know? You know what I mean? These people have to be familiar with you. You got to have boots on the ground. See how Self's laughing? Because he knows. He walks and they see him. Yeah, no, you can't. No, you come up missing. The point I'm making is, though, is align with like-minded people and start talking to people. And let's go back to what that brother William Banks said, because it goes back to, it's almost a mantra, and demand respect from everyone, but that starts with self.
Absolutely.
Man. And, and that's what it takes. But Self, you always said, they remove the silverbacks out of our community in such big numbers all at once.
Yeah.
And yeah. We talked about it, Self.
Intentional.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, they decided to, cut the head off. And, the body just flops around.
Yep.
And both die.
And then now we're going to be saved by all the super wacky liberal Black Lives Matter to the rescue.
No, that ain't going to rescue you. It's not designed to. It's designed to get you fired up and looking in the wrong direction.
All right, Hassan Campbell, you want us to get what's my man name on here? What's his name? Self? You sent me his record. He redid Nas's song. That shit was dope too. He's in Black Lives. No, my son. Yeah. Yes. Hey, Hassan can be going in. Hassan Campbell be going in on my son, bro.
Do he?
Yes. He be going in on dude, man. All right. But he never comes outside, so it's a whole thing. They be going outside stuff like, I'm outside. You know what I mean? What, y'all, house arrest? Like, what the fuck is going on?
His words house arrest him.
All right, so, but no, before we jump into it, I don't know if you, if you've seen the pink dog food. There's a video.
Nah.
Yeah, this pink dog
but
food.
it is something I forgot though.
Okay, well, production, whenever you're ready. We got a quick video for everyone. And we've labeled it pink dog.
I gotta say something right quick. My fault.
No.
The self-love quote of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Racism is like a Cadillac. There's a new model every year. I said, racism is like a Cadillac. There's a new model every year. Malcolm X. R.I.P. Malcolm.
Yeah, facts.
Racism is like a caddy. That's what Malcolm said. And he said there's a new one rolling off that line. Man.
Every year.
New and improved, so.
This week's 48 Hours investigates the death of an Indiana man and the
Pink
strange
dog food.
explanation that investigators had never heard before. Danny Green told friends and family that her ex-husband, Ray, was killed by the family's German Shepherd. But when police visited their home, they found no signs of him or their dog. 48 Hours correspondent Peter Van Sant looks into Ray Green's death.
In May 2014, police were called to this remote property in Dillsboro,
These people are
Indiana,
savage.
the home of Ray and Danny Green. Danny
gotta
told
kill each
family
other.
and friends that Jazzy, the couple's pet, had attacked Ray.
Danny
Jesus.
said that her dog killed Ray.
What a liar. Who raised her?
The strange story didn't sit right with friend Karen O'Clair or Tracy Abbott.
Animals like him. How can a dog kill him?
Tracy,
she's stupid.
Ray's daughter from another marriage, says he had a special way with all kinds of animals.
My dad was a real cowboy.
Ray was a renowned horse
Poor
breeder
guy.
and trainer. A powerful man, he once trapped a 12-foot alligator with his bare hands.
Look at that. She said the
Danny
dogs killed
was
him.
experienced in handling
Stupid.
horses as
Criminals
well.
are stupid.
She had goals of becoming
Talking
an
how they
Olympic
talk about us
equestrian.
people. If you're offended, so what?
When police arrived,
You're offended now,
neither
tell them to
Ray
shut up
nor
when they do
Jazzy
this.
could be seen. Prosecutor Aaron
you sit there and you take
Negengard
it.
says Danny then
Take it,
gave
take
an
it, take it.
entirely different story, saying Ray, who sometimes worked as a truck driver, was out on the road.
The problem with that, there was a big truck in the property. The officers
It's
were
TATN,
suspicious
damn it.
that something was up. So the officers pinged his phone, and his phone came back to that piece of property.
All that money,
Detective
so
Tom Baxter says Danny
you decide
told
you want
police
to kill him and
they
then
could
tell
look
people
for
the dogs
Ray
ate him and he's an
anywhere they
alligator
wished,
wrestler.
with
I mean, where did
one
she go to school
exception.
She said, you can search anywhere you want,
Dumbass.
except for that box.
at? Yeah, these people are dumb. This is how they blow their dog
Oh, my
whistles.
God.
That
And we
is a
sit
heck
there
of a
so-
tease. Peter Van Sant joins us now. Good morning. So what was in that box?
Well, sadly, the body of cowboy Ray Green was inside that box. He had been shot 10 times,
Shot him.
which obviously is something a dog could not do.
Punk.
Investigators believed his body had been in that box for about 2 days.
And all she got to
What
do is get an
happened to the
education
family
like
dog?
everybody else and get a job. Why don't she get a job like
Jazzy, the
everybody
German
else?
Shepherd,
Self,
which,
an
by the way,
education.
was a mild,
This is how they
loving
talk.
dog, was never found. And to this day, investigators have no idea what
They
happened
talk
to
like
Jazzy.
this without knowing none of the
Peter,
backstory.
that is surely a story a
crazy.
lot of folks are
That-
going to want to
that was-
see. You can, first of all, thank you, and you can catch Peter's report.
That
Criminal.
was
That
one of the
vicious.
dumbest.
Yeah, dumb. Yeah,
I mean, dumb. That was
dumb.
the dumbest shit.
Who's
I-
raising
you know,
these? All the opportunities. She's not even poor, Self. Did you see that big ranch? Everything laid out for her. White privilege, everything.
What the? I don't know what's wrong with him.
TATN, damn it. And condolences to him. He seemed like a good guy. Yeah.
Man,
Wrestling alligators and crocodiles
killed him.
and shit.
It had to be for the money.
Yes. And she said that the dogs that somebody who wrestles, I might as well tell somebody, yeah, self-love. He killed it. He died when he did the crossover. Yeah, he went out there on the court and he crossed somebody over and yeah, died.
It killed him.
Right. You know what I mean?
Man,
The alligator
dogs-
wrestling. By your
dogs-
dogs too, Self. Your dogs.
Right, dogs don't really kill owners.
No.
I've no.
No. He'd had to been abusing them or something horrible and not feeding.
Man, yeah, you just don't. Nah,
No, not him. Did you see him? How many
That
dogs
was-
would it have been?
that was just. The dog killed him.
Well, yeah, no, because the dog attack, you can get 12. I know they were way out, but 12 can be on their way while the dog's attacking. These people have guns. You didn't shoot the dogs, but she probably said she wasn't there. I have no backstory, but these people are stupid. And I'm just talking like the way they talk about us.
because no, we just got to call a spade in this
Yeah,
case.
you call her a spade.
Yeah. The hell, what the hell was you thinking after you
Facts.
shot him and calling somebody saying he was killed by a dog? After you shot him, so you can't show him anybody.
Multiple times.
What?
They're on those pills, bro.
So small up's a big farm. But let's jump into it, bro. I want to mention, are we alone? So that's how we start out. And to the chat, we're going to jump into a quick video. But before we go there, we're going to discuss this. Are we alone? The Pentagon doesn't think so. And so shortly, we're going to run a short video from the Pentagon about their UFO task force that was shot by CBS San Diego. But let me jump in here to the chat. Does anyone, we don't have any numbers, so I guess I should say, and press 0 if you haven't had any encounters, right? So,
yeah, that's right.
So what's a close encounter of the first kind? Is that the one where you go up on the ship? Or the third kind is the one when you go up on the ship, right? Yeah.
First kind is
visual.
Yeah.
Second is touch.
Let's not
let's not speculate. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, when we got these devices right
Apparently, Self, it's just you and I that's had any type of experience, or either that we're the only ones dumb enough to talk about it on this forum.
Well, I won't say dumb enough, but we are a lot of people still won't talk about that.
That's part of what we're talking about today, though, Noob. Like some of the stuff that's been happening, one would think that it would be more in the news than the stuff we talk about.
Well, they're still trying to act like it doesn't exist. So there's that.
Omni Overseer said he had 0 encounters, but he's had supernatural experiences. So, yeah. Well, I mean, there's theories, and I think somebody mentioned Anunnaki. How you say that, Self? Anunnaki.
Anunnaki, yeah.
Yeah, somebody mentioned them, and there's theories.
Close encounter of the first kind, visual sighting of identified flying object, seemingly less than 500 feet away, that show an appreciable angular extension and considerable detail. Close encounter of the second kind, a UFO event in which a physical effect is alleged. This can be interference in the functioning of a vehicle or electronic device, animals reacting, physiological effects such as paralysis or heat and discomfort in the witness, or some physical trance, like
you could take an X pill and experience that. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Physical trace, not trance, or some physical trace like impressions in the ground, scorched or otherwise affected vegetation, or a chemical trace. Third kind, UFO encounter in which an animated entity is present. These include humanoids, robots, and humans who seem to be the occupants or pilots of a UFO.
Now, so you've had the toy kind. I've had a voice kind.
Yes.
A lot of times, I believe I could have had a toy kind, but sometimes you won't really know unless, I haven't had any of that second when I was communicating with the one I think could have been a toy. Yeah. I didn't have any of the second going on. You know what I mean? But he came to me and told me that I saw the mothership.
Right.
And he said it's coming back. Yeah.
Right.
So, there was that. So, production, but let's go ahead and just jump into that because we do have, we're going to get into a next topic of conversation. And you guys, if we're 424-900-6945, as this is running, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Zoom link into the chat. If anybody wants to pull up and tell their story, have at it. And we're going to...
With at least 2 billion stars in our universe, somewhere in deep space there are probably planets with civilizations built by living creatures.
The question, are we alone in the universe, is a mystery that has baffled humankind. There have been many accounts of people who have witnessed unidentified flying objects, but there has never been a video quite like this.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
In April of this year, the Pentagon officially declassified 3 videos filmed by fighter pilots aboard the USS Nimitz and the USS Roosevelt. The videos appear to show an unidentified aircraft speeding through the sky.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The videos have been widely considered as official documentation of a UFO.
It doesn't look like an airplane. It's hard to get any kind of a wing shape there. Certainly doesn't look like a flying saucer.
Jim Kidrick is the president and CEO of the San Diego Air and Space Museum. A former fighter pilot himself, Kidrick has always been interested in anything that takes flight.
Trying to identify it, figure out what it was, is the classic question we always ask ourselves.
That mystery of what was really out there has apparently been nagging top military officials too. On Friday, the Pentagon sent out this press release detailing the establishment of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon, or UAP, task force, which will, quote, improve its understanding and gain insight into the nature and origin of UAPs.
Failing to be able to really identify what it was is always going to be considered significant.
While there's no doubt that the videos look strange, Kidrick says that there could be some rational explanations behind them. But that's not to say other life forms could be out there, visiting Earth.
I think that it is conceivable, certainly, because space appears to be infinite. It appears to just go on. It's reasonable to believe there are other life form.
Tim Blodgett, News 8.
Reasonable to believe that there are other life forms. So this is, our government, and they were forced to release that because cats are, like you were saying yesterday, they got these things in their hand. And they're taking pictures, and they're smart enough now to already have sent that off before they reported it to their CO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give us your phone. I already sent it to Tori, and I told him to post it all over the place. So that's what's, they post it right away, and they have to confirm that.
Yeah. Well, it only makes sense. I mean, that because they know it was leaked and how it was leaked and where it was leaked from. So it's just in their best interest anyway. They're slowly doling out that it's for real.
So so the Pentagon, the government, you and I are paying money for, according to CBS San Diego, a UFO task force, right?
Yeah.
But then when you sit here and you talk about UFOs, people call you a conspiracy theorist and call you stupid, but they won't demand Congress to give them their money back.
Well, they let people pay $150 for a screw. So,
right. This is very true.
Doesn't make sense. So,
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, they had recent evidence of sightings have increased. So, but so if I wanted to ask you, like, who do we believe if we don't believe the Pentagon? So that question is for you. I mean, so we've had people, regular citizens, since the beginning of time, claim to have seen things, right? Yes. Groups, individuals. Okay.
Facts.
We've got a video queued up here later where you see the media actually was out there doing something and saw something. People are seeing stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so who would you believe? I mean, so what would it take? What would it take for you and not you, Tori, because you've seen something. What would it take for you guys in the chat? I guess you'd have to see something too. I believed it before I saw it.
Yeah. And I think that they need one to fly down and land on their head.
Yeah.
And people get out.
Zap a cosmic ray and obliterate their, significant other right in front of them.
Or just land and get out. They still would be trying to say it wasn't what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are so programmed that we are the end all and be all in the universe. And, just don't think that's feasible. Or
okay, let's say this then. If that is the case, then if I'm I don't believe I say this to the non-believer out there who doesn't believe in, UFOs, aliens, other people, other entities besides us, intelligent beings. So along those lines of what self-love is saying, then that means that you're saying that we're gods. Because you can't, right? You can't have it both ways. And I'd take this a step further. Those cows that we are, slaughtering, like it's a Holocaust, most inhumane fashion, right? If we're the only intelligent beings, then you should feel, everyone out there in that chat, right, that you're a god, that you're super special, that you can move mountains, walk on the water. You should feel that way. But you don't. Most of you don't.
And furthermore, if we're everything and all of that, what are angels?
If for those of you, if you out there who's listening to me, if you do believe in or have faith in another side and that creation type of thing, correct. What is the other side? What are those other entities? What are they? You can call them spirits and souls. You can put whatever label you want on it. You're speaking a gutter language. Bastardized language. So my question though, Self, for you and for the chat, would you, right now, Self, you're sitting there and alien ship landed in that park across the street, down the street, would you voluntarily board an alien vessel? Now, you don't have to answer it now because we're gonna run into some footage. We're gonna run our next video when we come back. Make sure I don't forget this. And this is for the chat. If the aliens came down, I'm not even asking would you get on their ship and go to Mars. I'm saying would you board the ship and go check it out? There you go, Sal.
In the language of the US Department of Defense, these are unidentified aerial phenomena. Videos which add fuel to the belief of some that we are not alone. The first incident was filmed off the California coast in 2004, an oval shape hovering, and in the words of the Navy pilot who recorded this, not behaving by the normal laws of physics.
Oh, that's no, is it? It's not on us, dude. Well, if there's another thing, have a look on the
In 2015, pilots flying off the east coast of America spotted
really
this.
look at that with an open mind.
going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
I want one of you
Again,
scientists to
its speed
explain
and
this.
movement apparently astounding experienced air crew.
Click that link. Any of you doubters. Come on, let me hear your doubter science. Well, that could be.
That same year, racing across the
Chinese are
surface
probably-
of the
Chinese
ocean,
had that shit, they would've blown
something
us
that
up
it took
already.
some skill to capture.
Chinese. Maybe the Russians. Shut up.
All of these videos have been
Ain't
leaked
nothing
in the
going
past,
on this
but
earth
the
that
US
the cabal
government
doesn't
now
know about.
confirms they are
You don't
genuine.
believe that? You're a monkey. Well, no, you're not. I
In a
apologize.
statement, the
You're a
Department of
primate. We're all
Defense said it
primates.
was releasing the videos in order to clear up any misconceptions by the public on whether or not the footage that's been
take the gloves off,
circulating
Self.
was real or whether or not there is more to the videos.
me a
The
bug
aerial
sandwich. I'm
phenomena
going out.
observed in these videos, they say, remain characterized
brown.
as unidentified. Those who've actually been to space are
Damn it.
skeptical about what the videos reveal.
These objects are probably some kind of secret military program.
It's goofy.
And what these pilots saw were real. They saw them and they filmed and photographed them. And the Pentagon, I'm assuming, declassified them because there was a lot of speculation going out there. They had already been leaked.
So what's the point of
why
that type
not
of military
say,
vehicle?
Okay, these films are genuine. They do exist, but we don't know what they are.
Man,
Of course, the U.S. has a long history of
You already know how I
reported
feel
UFO
about the
sightings.
technology.
Bro, if we had this
Yeah.
technology, we'd have
Captured
taken
by a
over the
couple in
world.
Oregon in
Yes.
These
1950
white people and these
regarded
pink
as
people
one
in
of
this
the
country
most
would have taken over the
significant.
world.
Today
They
was
dropped the
certain
bomb on
this was a
Nagasaki and
UFO.
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And the Nevada desert continues to attract those who believe,
They already took over the
seriously
world,
or
but you know what
not,
I'm trying to say.
that
So
Area
they put their knee on
51
everybody's
houses
neck.
crashed alien spacecraft and their occupants. But with the world gripped by more earthbound concerns
this,
right
it
now,
would water,
these
G.
It would
videos
not
will,
be
for many,
a
confirm what they've
secret
always believed.
No, it can't
that
be.
the truth is out there.
And
Greg
this
Milam,
stuff,
Sky
like when I
News,
saw
Los
mine, when I
Angeles.
keep seeing these, those things are conscious, man, and they're revealing themselves to people. And that's why I was saying earlier, I think you have to almost have an awareness and a belief for it. And it's showing you, like, when you get conscious of it, it's like I always said it's childlike. And even when people talk about when they see the aliens, I feel like there's entities. It wouldn't even be us if we are these beings that are so scientifically ahead of us. You and I probably could care less about planet Earth, probably been there, done it. It would be the kids, because it seems like, because they'd be like, I saw the aliens and they were little and they were scared and they looked at me and they were just this, and they got back on their ship. It seems like child's play. Like when you saw that, that's what it seems like to me, bro. Because when I saw it, I was a child, and it was matching my consciousness. It has to be able to do that. Even when you had your encounter, it has to be able to be on your level. It's like you trying to talk to an ant. You know what I mean? You have to be able to get yourself to a level that thing can understand what the hell you're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
And you see what it shows? It shows that. It's defying mathematics. It's showing us that what we think we know is shit. It's showing us that there's other dimensions and other planes where our math and science doesn't apply.
And it's here that is ways that our math and science do not apply.
Well, they always disprove their own math and science. Yeah, they do. And they're real quiet when they come up with another formula that disprove the crap they've been ramming down your throat for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That they all sat back and smoked cigars at some prestigious university, you know what I mean, and wrote books and did dissertations. And I'm telling y'all, me and Self, we've been around these people in school. They're not doing shit. I'm telling you. Self's laughing because he knows it's true. They're not doing shit. They're getting credit for a lot of shit. They got the old tests. They got a history of all the answers. They're not doing shit. And then the thing is they get in high positions, and that's not all of them. That's not all of them. There's a cloth of any race that's going to get out there, work, be a fractal, and we're looking for you. Yeah. We're looking for you. The Self Love Show is looking for you. Yeah. I don't care what race you are, if you're going to be a fractal out here. But yeah. So that question I had asked you though, Self. So given the opportunity, and let's see if the chat had anything to say about that question before you answer it. I'm the Overseer said, are they aliens or other spiritual beings? Well, see, that is the question. But I'll try to simplify it, because this is what Tori is saying. It doesn't matter. They're the same. Some people are saying that they're the same. But I know what you're saying. They're aliens. They're aliens. And he said, I'm not getting on no ship. No. And then he said, when I see a UFO, I'm already identifying it. Self?
Yeah. Freshly coming down or whatever. No, I'm not getting on no ship either. As curious as I would want,
I know you guys are going to tell me bullshit. I'm getting on that motherfucker.
I know you are.
Hey, man, I'm getting on that motherfucker. Hey, boy, you got one life to live. Even if I go on in and just chop my head right off, I saw something. Yeah.
No, I mean, it'd probably be cool, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not getting on no ship,
Again, it's easy for me to say, because when people have those encounters that we're talking about, they talk about sheer terror.
Yeah, and they have no choice. That's why.
Yeah, sheer terror, and the aliens touch them, and their touch has like a chemical or something that relaxes you and puts you into a paralysis state where you can still feel and see, but you can't move. Yeah. But yeah, they talk about fear.
Those are the ones that they're coming and taking them, and that's
correct.
That's different than you volunteering going on. That's a whole different situation. So
yes, that's not this situation.
Right.
I'm saying that
right.
they come down here, they're beings, and they're saying,
some have said
and they
that
communicate to you. You want to check it out? That's a matter of trust. See, that's just a matter of trust.
Yes.
That's a matter of, your mom raised you, don't get into no stranger's car. Then again, I'm grown.
Yeah. You're not,
I don't know if I could pass that opportunity up, bro. But I'm gonna say this: it depends on how they look too, man. If they had gnarly teeth and smelled like death, no, I'm good. If they made themselves look humanoid and you know what I mean, you look in the form of my ancestors, and they were like, "Come on, just check it out," and we want you to be able to go back to your community.
Hey, man,
and I would do that.
Some have said that the ones that are taking people made a deal with the government.
Yes, from the beginning, from the spawn of time, before there was even a government, that they started seeding us with their seed, these aliens, and then the Noah story self, that they had to flood it out because it got crazy. They had to start it over and hit the reset with those floods. That's why you had all those different floods. Yeah. They're harvesting us to mine the gold and stuff.
That's the Anunnaki. I was speaking specifically with the U.S. government made an agreement. There's been,
but these agreements have been with this cabal before there was a U.S. government.
Yeah.
Yes, U.S. government does have an agreement. Yeah. The shadow, yes. These aliens, this is our theory. It's not. I saw what I saw. Damn it, and I'm gonna stand by it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand by it. And it pretty much and if I had seen more self, I would discredit myself. I've been a sky watcher ever since. I haven't seen nothing like it ever again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people though have multiple encounters.
Yeah. I mean, I had a 1 and a 3 because I saw a ship as well.
Well, yeah, we're going to get into that. I do want to hear that. We told it once, but we do want to, get that for anyone who hasn't heard it out there. We definitely want to get that, but nobody said they'd get on there but me. Yeah, man, I get on there and then nobody would believe me either. I'd have these pictures. They say it was a Hollywood set. You know what I mean? It's nothing, right? There's people have been found with alien science left in their bodies.
Yes.
They tested the metal. It's not from anywhere on Earth. I mean, this is science.
Right.
But we sit here and say, that was peculiar. Can't be explained at all. Can't be explained at all. Anything on Earth, but it can't be from anywhere in this vast universe.
Man, was element 50 element? I
don't know, but they said Mercury was brought to us by aliens. They said Mercury self is alien tech. You think about Mercury.
Yeah, and it's another element that they it's the last element they added to the. It wasn't from here, and they use it as power to power the ships. The ships crashed and had been back engineered, reverse engineered, and they ran off this power. And what's the guy's name? Hold on, let me do a little research because I'm flim-flamming right now.
Go ahead, bro. And then please like, share, and subscribe. Omni, do you know that you're going to come back, or do you have hope? I'm not big on hope anymore, bro. I'm going to eradicate the word hope from our vocabulary and the word try. But I know what you mean. I hope. I'm going to try to hope. I know what you mean. Huh? You like that? But I talk more in faith than hope. So, no, but nothing's guaranteed. I would use my power of discernment, bro. And my power of discernment would move me on that ship. And my only fear, if there's such a thing, would be torture. They'd have a science where they can keep you alive forever and ever. Yeah, we're just going to eat you and just bite on you and gnaw on you forever and ever and ever. Torture! Cha-cha. Yeah, cha-cha. Oh, boy, that boy. Oh, that would be a bad move. Like I said, if I got on there, chop my head off and I went into science, or they put me in. Well, here's a different question, Self. All right, here's a question for everybody and out there, even if you're watching this right now, later, and it's not live, just thought about it, Self. What if there was a human town on some planet, but the whole thing was set up where you're basically like in a zoo, but there was a perfect society? But you were like that movie, everything was being watched and it was one big reality show, Self. But there were no pink people. You had your whites, but you had the best of the like minds from planet Earth. Everything was good. You can live your life. You had your plot of land, and it was just like Earth. You had your family, and it was proven. This was proven. Now, this was proven. Would you go there? Would you leave this place for that?
And that reminds me of that episode of Cosmic Slop, where they came here and they wanted all of the black people.
Yeah.
You know that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be. Yeah, I think I could see going there.
Right.
Yeah, and it was Bob Lazar, the scientist and it was element 115 that was proven to, they got some of it, but it ain't from here. And
yes, it kind of acts like aluminum foil or mercury, and you can bend it. It has memory, and then all of a sudden it came up with memory foam and started coming up with what do you call that, those digital 3D printers? Yeah, that tech just took off.
A lot of back engineering, like I know that they are at least a couple 100 years advanced with technology, and they are dishing it out slowly so they can maximize the profit.
So you say the government, back to that, let's take it as a given. All right. Self Love and I, we do thought experiments. We're thinkers, people. So we'll take it as a given that the United States government, spooks, and the powers that be, and which means that Great Britain would be in cahoots with this cabal from another galaxy or from the same Milky Way. They have technology, and what's the deal is what I'm saying. What are you guys feeling that the deal is? Like, why can't the aliens do everything without us? Because they don't want to be here? What are they getting out of it is what I'm saying. They're giving us technology. We're mining the gold. You said that's Anunnaki, but I'm saying, what are you feeling?
They feed off us. That's why the world is in such turmoil.
Feed off the fear.
Yes. Any fear and all of that. That's their food.
Are they a physical entity, or is that just something we deal in our reality, and they only can manifest themselves physical for us? In which case, because we had someone, Minister Wakil El, said spirituality. Yeah. So that's what we kind of get into, right? Spirituality. Are these entities spirits?
I mean, what we don't understand as they do is we're multidimensional and we exist in different dimensions as well, but our perception is limited most of the time to this one, and all beings are not. But some of them are physical beings that are on this dimension, and some are they can slide in between them. At least the testimony and research.
So these entities feed off of fear and negativity, those lower vibrations.
Those are mainly the ones that are here, that's locked in this.
Correct. And they feed off the fear of death, right? They feed off all of that.
Fear.
Okay.
Anxiety.
So it's better for them if we don't really die. I mean, that's just a bonus. They don't want to just kill us. That's not right. They're like viruses almost They need us. We're the host. Okay, so then we're humans. We're the primates at some point in society. They got this tech. They say, we're going to make a deal with you. Wordsmith and 9 Mills. We're aliens and we got tech. And we can eradicate you, but we need to feed off of your fear. And, okay, I got you. And we'll create a structure and seeds, and you can control the food and everything. And you and your family will be good and be rich and everything. And you won't be living in this fear. And maybe you will, maybe you will. I got what you're saying. Wow. And then there's an offer you can't refuse, right?
Yeah.
We're going to eradicate you and go to the next person and make this happen and keep eradicating leaders until, right? Or we can just control your mind.
Yeah, there's also some things where they do kill some people because that produces the most effect that they need.
For instance, like a Martin Luther King. That kill like that could create a big effect.
But I was speaking more like someone they took away, he wasn't making a big imprint on the world, but they can get more fear for one dose if they kill somebody. It produces more of what they need to survive off of.
I see what you're saying. So yeah, like I said, I would definitely, for me, I'm gonna definitely get on that joint. I would say yourself, if I was 20, 30, 40, I probably wouldn't. But man, I'm not getting no younger, man. Yeah, I'm getting on that joint, man. I'm getting on it, man. Like I'm the type of cat who will bungee jump. Yeah, man. I mean,
that's cracking. You the type that's gonna jump out of plane,
bro. I mean, on the flip side of that, man, like. Okay, it could be something that happens in there, and they could be like, "Man, you're the only person in the history of mankind to do this. We've been looking for you, and you just don't know, man. Like everybody else runs from us, But there's a few of you who don't. But here we go. I'm going to get into our next segment. Trying to figure out where we're at. Self. Who do we believe? If not UFOs, are often. Yes. So we talked about would you board it, and the video, did we play the video? We got to play the video of the UFO that crashed into the lake.
Okay,
because
that's where we at.
Yes, because we want to get into why they're here, quite potentially. Seems like it's fresh water too, Self. Like they're not into salt water.
Officials from the Federal Aviation Administration say there were no aircraft incidents or accidents in this area Tuesday night, but multiple witnesses report seeing a large blue object fall out of the sky and into the ocean.
She's able to read that script. She don't even know what she just read.
What is that? This video was taken by Misitina Sape at 8:26 Tuesday night near Haleakala Avenue in Nanakuli. Not long after, a woman named Mariah spotted the same thing passing over Princess Kanu Estates.
And then I was like, oh,
look at that, bro.
My husband then because it was all in the
that's
garage. I was like, hey, look at that.
Imprint. That's.
They all said, yeah.
The 38-year-old says she's never really
we're cells in the body.
UFOs, but the bright blue object had them so intrigued they jumped in the car and started following it.
I don't know what it was. This one was going so fast.
The journey ended less than 3 miles from where it began on Farrington Highway in front of the Board of Water Supply building after the object appeared to drop into the ocean.
Oh, the land in the water, whatever it is.
She described it as being larger than a telephone pole and says she never heard it make any sound.
Bro, they could simply be coming from under the water.
Yes.
Like they could never have been on another planet.
While officers were on scene, she says they spotted a second light.
My husband went and looked up and he seen the white one coming. The white one was smaller, was coming in the same direction as the blue one.
They lost sight of the object after it passed over a nearby mountain. This morning, we asked Honolulu police if investigators figured out what fell in the water. A spokesperson told us they didn't have any information. Meanwhile, officials from the FAA said they received a report from police Tuesday night about a possible plane down in the area, but had no aircraft disappear off radars.
They saw
and
that
no
shit.
reports of overdue or missing aircraft.
UFO.
Although Mariah's had a couple days to think about it,
True.
she says she's still baffled by what she saw.
To this day, I don't know. If you guys can find out what it was, I'll let you know, you know what I mean?
They have to
Allison
believe
Blair,
NORAD.
Hawaii News Now.
Like we got this Pentagon thing. Like we should have people instead of calling everybody
Alrighty.
cracks watching the sky and then reporting it. You know, credible people who they consider credible. They could be military people, ex-military with high security, out in these different places where there are high sightings and stuff, and filming it, and then getting NORAD and getting on that. And they're probably doing that unless they're already working in cahoots.
I mean, it would be unthinkable to think that the military and the government don't know that what exists out there, that they have nothing to do with. They don't, have nothing.
Gee, with
to
all
do
with all the satellites and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
They have nothing to do with this. And they're like,
right,
what is that? Like,
right. That you can self-nuke, that you can randomly see something.
yeah.
And our government is saying that they have never randomly seen something themselves, and they show up in black suits and ask you questions and then take all the evidence.
It's crazy.
Somebody should have started an alien evidence museum, instead of going to the government, whatever it is you think you got, build it right next to the Dusaba Museum or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we can teach all the wackos about, who discovered
You would have had to keep it way under wraps for a long time. Now you might be able to open it if you had some stuff. But man, you had it before. You was gonna get a visit.
And now you can open it, but guess what's gonna happen? There was a break-in, and the thugs went in there and stole everything. And the thugs went in there, and we don't know where everything is. That's what'll happen. Blame it on the black people, and you and I, we'd believe it. You should have the alarms.
You mean they had all this valuable stuff up in there, and they ain't had no alarm system?
Well, we
it
had
should have
alarms.
been state of the art.
We had alarms.
State
We
of
had
the
alarms.
art alarm system. Yeah.
But Self, they always got a story. You remember, like the Death Star? It was always a fail-safe. We had alarms, but that day, for some reason, Tory cut the alarm system off. That day, he never did it. But remember Tupac? That day, Tupac wore slug-proof every day. But that day. Same thing with my man, rest his soul, Nip. Nip always had his security around. But that day. It's always that fail-safe, that bullshit. You know what I mean? He always went to his regular doctor, but that day, you know what I mean? Yeah. Small ups to the spooks. I mean, Self, I do in my heart believe, Self, that there's some good spooks out there.
Well, there's some people that operate in those positions that are not spooks. Let's say that.
Yeah. That maybe maintain their humanity. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't like the word hope, but I've got to hang on to that for my sanity. For my sanity, I've got to. All right, so now that went into water. So I wanted to ask you, Nu, quite frequently, we're seeing these things in areas where there's large, fresh bodies of water. Do you or the chat or anyone, well, I'll start with you, Self, do you have any theories as to what this is? I think we just talked about they could live there.
It's all bodies of water, actually. It's suspected that there are bases in the ocean, but definitely the five the freshwater, the Great Lakes, the 5 Great Lakes, 20% of the fresh water on the earth, but other countries as well. There are places in Russia, Poland, fresh water, where they just like, man, stuff flies up in and out of there all the time. And they've got it on video. So people that don't think that this is true, man, just do some research. Really. Look into it for yourself. Don't take
Tell you how
nobody's.
messed up human beings are. The human self. We're always
projecting our shit on everything in the universe.
Yeah.
These people think there's condominiums in heaven. You know, they think the aliens. Look, if they wanted to eradicate us, if they had some diabolical thing and they had all that tech, I mean, if their thing, I'm saying diabolical could be semantics, but I'm saying if they had something to kill us, to eradicate us, I feel like it would have been done already. I think they can't violate the prime objective. What do you say about that?
Yeah, there's our rules and regulations that they, you know, and there is an alliance that's supposedly protecting this place and not allowing complete and total, you know, fuckery.
So is that alliance you're talking about would be like an alliance of angels, what somebody could call them? But that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about an alliance of a certain type of alien.
Yes.
Right. That's on our side.
Yeah. Which, you know, could be classified, like you said. I mean, that's what I said. What are the angels? What are they? If that, you know, if you have that belief and you know, what are they, man? I mean, you know, they're clearly not from here.
Facts.
But, you know, just something to think about and chew on.
Yeah. I'm the overseer said the government doesn't want us to know that we are God. Yeah.
Facts.
I think that's all part of the structure. I think that's all the thing. Like, if they are traveling so far and whatever, like, we must be pretty damn special. That's kind of in the Bible. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I mean, and the time is coming, man. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. And when we was first, man, but then we became last. And it's going turning back around again.
Well, so many vessels are spotted over Sin City, which I'm headed to. I don't want to give too many details. You know how we move, right? You know, it's a need to know basis. But yeah, I'll be in Sin City, and yeah, there's been a lot of sightings. And you know, there's an airport there, and then there's that pyramid. You know what I mean? There is that pyramid, man. Are they here to gamble? But you know, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, strange things are afoot in the Vegas sky.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
There's also you know, secret bases or whatever that not secret anymore, like in Nevada. So I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah,
stuff going
is Nevada
on there.
And Nevada and Utah, and they're connected.
Yeah.
There's a lot of secret stuff going on underground there.
Yeah.
Above
and below.
Correct. Well, and that tech for the production, that runs us into strange things are afoot in the Las Vegas sky. So check this out, you guys, and like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna tell our story shortly.
All righty. Well, all right.
Look at
Let's
this.
prepare ourselves for this, Dave Hall.
These are good.
Well, getting ready for his live shot this morning, our Dylan Kendrick looked up and gasped.
Gasped, we say. He saw a string of strange lights zipping across the valley sky. He's not the only one. So what was it? Do we need to call the Men in Black or something? Let's bring in Dylan. Dylan, what did you see?
Oh, man. So, you know, I'm just going to start off with saying I'm not the average Joe who starts talking aliens just randomly.
Yeah, you are. You are now, Goofy.
No, that's more fun. Let's talk about it.
You are now. Welcome to the club.
I hope we can show some of the video, but what we saw, my photographer Luis and I were just talking in between that live shot that we brought to you in the 5 o'clock hour, looked up and just saw at least 20 or 30 lights just kind of coming into play. So there was a dark sky, nothing, and then these bright lights just started coming out and just moving about in a southeasterly direction. One of the strangest things I've seen, like I said, at this point they're unidentified. UFOs don't associate all the time with aliens, but at this point, I've never seen anything like it. Folks are reaching out to me on Twitter for my video. It was spotted out in California, which tells us these aren't airplanes, they're not drones, but
you know,
wow,
we're
guys,
supposed to have the most secure airspace.
You've seen the video too. Just let everyone know at home I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, not for this reason, Dylan, but maybe for others. But anyway,
we got planes up
were
there,
they flying towards Nellis Air Force Base? Could you tell? Were they flying in the direction of Nellis?
We shooting with.
No, so they were actually flying southeast, I want to say. So coming kind of from a northwest, southeast pattern. And if we're taking Las Vegas and looking.
Thanks, production. What we said?
Yeah, we got a drone, and it won't even take off. Real talk, it won't even take off near the airport. There's zones that's redded out. That it'll sit on the ground, and you'll film straight from the ground, and it will not take off. So,
but those things aren't affected by it. That alien tech can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Bro, they said they be toying with pilots. Like you're flying and it'll get 200, 300 feet in the sky at those speeds away from you, bro.
Yeah. And then take off away from them at speeds that they no way they could tolerate.
And if something did come up on you that fast, they say it comes up on them fast and stops.
Right.
It would create wind drag and sonic boom that would affect that flight. You know, if another jet went that close to another jet, you'd get turbulence.
No, this is not that.
None of that.
No, this is not that type of technology.
Is it here? It's almost like someone told me, like, because remember, I was counting when I saw my UFO.
Yeah.
It's a glitch. It's like it comes off like they be like, oh, they can see me. You know what I mean? Like the camouflage wore off or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I mean, when you get to vibrate a certain thing, you can see, and you can slide into other dimensions. We're multidimensional, so your thoughts and your vibrations can move you. Like, it's meditation is real, and you can do it with your eyes open if you are doing something repeatedly and meditatively, like you were counting. You were physically counting and all that, put you in a frequency that you was able
my
to
mind
see.
was just focused.
And you was able to see.
Yeah. Show saw it, pierced it, bro. Pierced it. Show did. It was incredible, man. But yeah, that's strange things over in the Vegas thing. But yeah, so we're at a bonus spot. You know, if you want to give the nation, because we have nobody who clicked the link, you guys can pull up if you have a close encounter of the first, second, or third kind that you'd like to share with the world. Self Love and I, we've shared our story ad nauseum, but we'll give a abridged version, you know, if nobody's stepping up. So Self Love, I know you had your close encounter. If you can tell them which experience it was and then go from there, please.
When I saw the first, I was coming back from Mississippi and, you know, just staring up, kind of staring at the stars. I don't know if I was counting them or what. But this ship, it was like, had like a crown shape to it. And it had red and blue lights. And it was just flying along next to us for a while. And I'm like trying to get everybody to see it, and they couldn't see it. I had to be maybe 10, 9. I'm like, shut up, boy. And they wouldn't look no more. But I kept watching it. And then, you know, fast as it came there, it's gone. Just out of there. Out of there.
Was it close? If you had to give it a perspective?
Yes, it was like, I'm saying, you on the highway, you know, the trees and stuff that be right off the highway, the bush or whatever, it was
Yeah, and that tree line. Yeah, what angle would it have been off that tree line?
From
Yeah,
me,
I
it's
see what you're
probably
saying.
yeah, like I'm just sitting back in the car looking up at the stars, and I would say like it's off at that angle, whatever.
But it
that
wasn't
is.
way off.
No. It was,
Where
basically
you'd have felt the need to have a binocular to look at it. I mean, it would have been
No.
nice to have the binocular, but wow,
No.
it was an eyesight.
Yes, and it was close. It was,
wow,
200, 300 feet maybe, and it was bigger than the car.
Mm-hmm.
That far, I would say more like a Winnebago size or something.
And coloration?
It was night, and I could just see the red and blue lights.
Oh yeah, it was nighttime. Okay, and it did have red and blue lights.
Yeah, and it was like a crown.
And you said it had a. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Crown type of shape to it. It had peaks. It was flat, and then it had like peaks,
like spikes.
Yeah, and the lights was on the spikes and on the base.
No sound.
No.
How's it moving?
It was just moving. It was moving right alongside us. It was traveling alongside our speed, and before it just.
Wow.
And it had some consciousness to it, because it did act like it recognized what I was talking about.
It got to a point where it knew you were aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like a mathematical revelation, I'm starting to think so. For like when you write a verse, you know how it's being revealed to you. You have a concept of the poem or the verse or whatever it is, right? And then you work your way through it, and then all of a sudden it's there.
Yeah.
And it's not there for everyone.
Right.
Until you
put it down.
Yeah.
Record it, because on the paper, a lot of people would not be able to decipher it.
Correct. And they'll never decipher it the way you did, but and then like now you could tell the story, and that's about all you could do.
Yeah.
You know, for someone who hasn't done it. And silence is violence. You know, we need more people to say what they saw.
Yeah.
You know.
Story before.
Wow, and you said that was in Mississippi.
I was coming back from Mississippi, so I'm not even sure where I was.
Because you wasn't driving and you was young. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and those are some good skies, man. For sky watching too, bro. Especially back then, man.
Incredible.
Yeah. You know, it was very little light pollution.
Man.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing, bro. And you said that was first kind.
Yeah.
First kind. All right. All right. So yeah, I mean I think he did a good job explaining that. So, you know, if we don't have anyone to step up, you know, from the chat, then I will at a point, you know, give a quick overview of my encounter. So let's see here. We asked about the alien vessels. We did that. Self just told a story. Oh, yeah, well, it looks like you guys, we really appreciate your support. Please, by all means, like, share, subscribe. You know, all of our content isn't for everyone, but we do have content for everyone, if that made any sense. So we ask you to, you know, from week to week or from show to show, it might not be your bag, you know, but hang in there. Self Love and I, we bring the receipts. That's one thing we do. We bring the receipts and we lay the content out here for you, the viewer, to make, and what do you call that, self discernment. We got Minister Wakil L said, I've witnessed flying objects out in Crete, Illinois. Yeah, bro. Yep, that area. See, 2 years ago, and it definitely wasn't a drone. See, we might want to hear a story. And bro, if you don't want to be on cam, we can drop the link. You can keep your camera off and then tell the story. That'll be the easiest way for me and Self Love. But feel free, you can cut your camera on as well. We'd love to hear that story. We're about to, it's halftime right now, though. And let this gentleman explain.
All right, man. Thank you all so much for being here at the Self Love Show. We need y'all to help us grow. We're growing it organically, and we're making it happen. So I need you to hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up, and share with like minds. It's a beautiful kind, you know what I mean? So we've got a couple of videos for you to check out. Informative. I'll let you know what it is. And then we'll be back.
Facts. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece included.
I have this idea for a show. Rotating silverbacks with varying sports point of view. Real Talk's politics. I thought I'd call it Mouthpiece Included. Guard your grills. Knuckle up.
Be successful, and so I do what it takes to be successful. And that is, when I go home, I study, and do my work, and go to class. Kind of corny stuff. Well, it works.
Facts. So I think next week we're going to unpack. Well, we've been doing a lot of NFL. What season are we in? I haven't been watching sports since George Floyd. So where are we at right now? Sports.
Basketball, baseball.
Yeah, we got
soccer.
Yeah,
football.
Well, if it's basketball, baseball, we're going to have to get off this NFL. We need a baseball.
Yeah, we know that was all bullshit.
That was more that was bullshit. I mean, big ups to Piggy. I mean, he was cool, but
he's my guy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that type of bullshit always happens. So I would be at basketball camp, right? And then they punish me because I was missing the 3-a-days on football. Look, I wasn't out shooting at people. Right. And that's an AD. The AD is supposed to be like, nah. Tori's playing 3 sports, 2 sports, and you ain't holding him back for that. And then you got one basketball Fitz looking at you a funny way, like you're supposed to commit everything to him, and
it's a different era. I mean,
if he was a white boy, if Tori was a white boy, he'd have started baseball and point guard for Leo. That God is
absolutely. It was coaching. It was.
And they'll make a decision.
Dehydration. You got to have H2O, please.
Look, you need to stop worrying about water, baby, and start worrying about the game today, okay?
We're gonna wrap it up, and we'll see you guys. Y'all stay here though. We're gonna get off the YouTube. Hey, you guys, thanks. This is Mouthpiece Included. Make sure you bring your mouthpiece next week. Let's like, share, and subscribe. And this is TATN. Previously, TATN. She's off 7 Trey, Stony Island. Check out Spike Lee's American Scam.
And even in this instance, if I could be a service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We like look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Demonstrate, Earth, demonstrate. Yes, sir.
For sure. I'ma be the one when I'm done. He ain't lying, y'all. If I made it this far, I'll go higher. If I made it this far, I can make it anywhere. If I made it this far, if I made it this far, I'll
Man, this is my joint, y'all. Strife Mac, boy.
Anywhere.
Man, we can do this anywhere. Welcome back to the Self Love Show. Tory Wordsmith, also known as Self Love, co-host. And you already know. Checking out. Have you seen a UFO? And jump on. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Come on. Man, it's that joint, yeah.
Hey, Trifo came on the show, said he had an encounter, said he was on an airplane flying over Colorado or something.
Yeah,
over there out there.
Whew.
Yeah. He said he was on
bed.
Yeah, he said he was on a plane, bro. I was hoping he would and check out Trife Mac. He's on YouTube. This is one of his official videos, songs entitled Anywhere. My man's from Allgale Gardens. Man, good people, man. Real good people. So
he sat down with us.
He did. Great.
Check it out. Go into the man. You better go and watch it. I'm telling y'all, man.
My bad.
These archives is not lectures. Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And you'd be surprised, man, who are they, man? Like, I know the Nation of Islam, they refer to it like as a mothership, Elijah, and what's my man's name? Master Fard.
Yeah.
They were talking about the okay, hold on. We got a caller. Give us a second here. Yeah. Let's see here. 1 second here. Let's figure this out. All right, 1 second. 1 second here. Okay, thanks for calling the Self Love Show, where we are greater than our excuse. Caller, go ahead with your name and your state. Oh, hold on here a second. That's how he does this. Can you hear me, caller? Yeah, can't hear. All right, well, we'll go back to it. Technical things there. All right, so where are we at, so?
We're just getting back into it. Your volume dropped down dramatically. I don't know what happened.
Might be you know who.
Yep. So caller, if you could not hear, call back.
Yeah, and if you have the 773 number, call that one. It always works out better.
or hit the link. Now you come. Now 9's back.
Oh, is it back?
Yeah, you're back. Like,
that's
man.
Crazy. It's whenever I get these calls now. I wasn't doing it when we first launched this thing.
Yeah. All right. So we got somebody jumping on.
All right. Welcome. Keep their camera off, and then you can ask them the option if they want to cut it on. But caller, you don't have to cut your camera on. But we do have to get his mic up. And so we want to hear. This caller said that he saw something, right? So we want to hear it. Can you hear us now, Blessings?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
and love, brother. So now we had you were saying that you saw something recently. I mean, like within the last 2 years. I saw something as a little boy, but let me go ahead and hear your story, bro.
Yes, sir. So I just moved out to Crete. Stepped outside, run to the car right quick, and I was enjoying the weather, like just sitting outside enjoying the weather in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to look in the sky. You know, the sky was very clear. See all the stars, couple of planets, like literally you could see the planets. It was that clear. And I happened to look over my house and a set of trees on the side of my house. And I saw something that didn't look like a star. And it wasn't high enough to be a star. And I'm just looking at it. And it started moving very, very slow, evenly. Like it was moving laterally.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped. I had a chance to hit the doorbell to tell my wife to come up.
Mm-hmm.
She came outside and we're looking. I'm pointing to her and she's like, "What are we looking at?" I'm like, "It's not a star. That's something moving. Look." And as we're looking at it,
mm-hmm.
it went vertical, like no noise. It went straight up, and it stopped again, and it went over our house. Unilateral, it just went over real slow, and it hovered. It just stopped. So we went to the back. We went to the backyard, and we got like 2 acres. So it ain't no street lights. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see everything clear. We went to the back, and we're looking at it like, and there's no lights blinking. It's no red light or blue light. I heard Tori say red or blue light earlier. This had a white light on it. However, it took off, and it took off so fast that it left us like a string of a white light behind it. That's how fast it took off.
Wow. Let me ask you a question, bro. Did you get a sense that it was aware of you before you was aware of it? And if that's not the case, did you ever get a sense that it became conscious of you?
Well, not that time. The second time I saw it, I went to the store, the gas station down the street. I came back. I'm coming back down my block. Again, there's no lights out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretty much country. And as I passed the trees on the side of the road, I'm looking, you can see this in the middle of the road. And by the time I got my camera out, my phone, like, oh, I got to get it this time. I got my camera out, it took off again. And it's a streak of white light behind it. Like, I mean, it moved that fast. No noise. Like, it should have made some kind of boom or some kind of big noise or, like you hit jet engine. It should have sounded like a old
different
school
technology. Different technology.
You know what I'm saying? It should have sounded like an old school Grand National, but it didn't. It didn't make no noise at all. It didn't shake nothing. It didn't move nothing, but it took off extremely fast.
When you were seeing this and then your wife witnessed it initially, did y'all get a sense that anybody else down the block or other cars were pulling over and saying, "Man, did you see that?" Did you get any other confirmation like that?
No, it's like 11 something at night.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the house. We in unincorporated land, so
yeah. I know the area.
Yeah, and it was pitch black. Just people's lights on their houses on, so nobody's really on the road. Nobody. Wow. I didn't go next door. Didn't knock. I was amazed. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like I was nervous or scared or nothing like that. It was just like, I wish it was a little closer. I could see it better. I wish I had something to view it better, but
both times you saw it was at nighttime, bro?
Yeah, the 2 times that I saw it was at night, around the same time.
And you've never seen anything like that? Like, you probably seen comets, shooting stars, but you never seen anything like you outside of those experiences?
No, I've seen, again, like you said, shooting star. I've seen that. I've seen that multiple times.
Before you saw it, would you say that you believed in aliens, or were you a non-believer?
Oh, absolutely, I believe it. I believe the Most High made everything. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that I would ever put myself before what the Most High created anything else,
Mhm.
because that's letting my ego speak, and I'm not like that.
Yeah, lean not into thine own understanding. Self, you got any questions for this brother? Because you know, his story sounds similar to mine, except mine was daytime, bro. And you know, we're gonna run some videos, but then I'm gonna share that. But go ahead, Self. We want to unpack this.
Amazing that it was yours was in the daytime, because mine was at night as well. And so you could not see any form of it. What was the form of it?
I couldn't see the form of it. I just saw the light. And I mean, you can see like a darkness of it, but it's dark outside, so you really can't get the circumference of the spectrum of it.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Because it's that dark outside. However, again, it's not a planet, it's not a star, it's not a shooting star. Shooting stars don't stop in the sky.
Right,
bro. Listen,
we're not doubting that.
I know you've been watching the sky since you was a kid, so you know when people be like, "Man, he probably saw a shooting star." Comment, nah, man. People know the difference between that. They know the difference between a rock going through the sky, moving at, you know, an arc and whatever. Everybody knows, okay, that's that, you know. But when you start seeing that and then it's stopping, and then it's doing this, and then it's doing that, you know,
exactly.
Right. That's conscious. That's intelligent. I should say.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't a drone. It definitely wasn't a drone.
Wow.
You can hit a drone. So how sometimes you can hit a drone.
And it's not gonna move. A drone's not gonna move that fast and leave that streak of light. So it was moving faster than. So we're conditioned to think sonic boom. What you probably saw was what would be equivalent to a light boom, and that's why you're seeing that streak of light.
Yeah. I mean, like the streak of light was there. The streak of light would have lasted. It would have been about as long as a bus, a CTA bus. However.
Go ahead.
It was gone. It was gone after that. Like, you know, the light streak itself was gone.
Energy.
The object was gone.
Both times, was it around the same time at night?
Yes, sir.
See, that seems like a surveillance or you know what I mean, a mission, purpose.
Well, he synchronized himself at that time too. Synchronicity is important.
True.
I've noticed in a lot of viewing. So could be
I've heard others say, my fault. Go ahead. That it flies over their house. I've heard that too, and he said that.
Yeah.
That wasn't directly over the house, but I saw it over the house. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I can't say directly.
I got what you're saying,
bro. If it would have fell out the sky, it would have hit my house. I'm not saying that part. Right. I'm saying that it's up high enough and it's over. I saw it over my house. I saw it over the trees at first. And I saw it come down and then take off and then stop again and go straight up like vertical and take off again. That's when the white light was behind it. Yeah, it's gone.
So do you and your wife really talk about it?
Yeah, we talked about it several times. We ain't together now, but however, we talked about it several times.
Wow.
Like it's not the first time that she said that was the first time that she saw it. I thought it was. I just want to have a witness myself. Like, come on outside, please.
Right. You want to make sure I ain't crazy. Right. That's what that be about. Right. Are you seeing this? Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, man. Because, you know, your mind, everybody can lose their mind. I thank God for my sanity every day, bro. Yeah, mine real quick. It was similar to Self Love's. I was in the whip with my grandmother, my mom, my big sister. All right. Hold on, we got a caller, so let's see what's going on. All right, hold on 1 second. Hello, caller. Thanks for calling the Self Love Show. We're greater in our excuse. Can you hear us? Okay, we're going to go to something different. Hold on, caller. We'll just do it this way. Can you hear me now, caller? Caller, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, we can't do that. All right. So anyway, here we go. So the story goes is this. I was with my mom, my grandmom, and my big sister. And this was like in the 70s, man. So it'd have been like 70. I'm thinking like 77, maybe like 77. And we were staying out west, and we were on like 294 from what I remember. And we were heading to
to the airport, O'Hare, to drop my grandmother off, rest her soul. She was a world traveler, big spiritual lady. And that's when you had those banana seats. It was like a Plymouth. You remember when you could sit 3 in the front comfortably, 3, 4 in the back with the kids comfortably, bro. It was a boat. And so the ladies were in the front, my sister, and then me and my 2 brothers were in the back. And I pitched a holy fit because I didn't want to ride in the middle, and I'm the youngest. And, all the time I'm supposed to ride in the middle. Everybody know how that go. For this particular day, because as Self Love knows, I had a school teacher who told her, I was like, I'm going to be rich. She's like, what's rich? I'm like, man, I'm going to have $1 million. She's like, you have no concept of what $1 million is. I'm like, well, what do you mean? She said, well, count to $1 million. And then you're going to know. And so I started a process, bro, of trying to count of trying, because I never finished, of counting to $1 million. So I would, bro, like be on the bus, whatever, counting the street lights, counting the lines in the street, whatever I could see, trying to count to $1 million. I remember getting over 500,000, bro. Like, man, to do that, it is an arduous task. Like whenever I would stop reading or whenever I had a break or just free time or during commercials watching a TV show, I'd be like, I'll write down where I was at and I'd be at 50,000. I'd be at 51, in my mind, and then I'll put a marker. So this is why I wanted to not be in the middle, right? It was very important to me for whatever reason. And I'm not that, I was a whiny brat, like any other youngest, but I wasn't that, we had structure in the family, right? I knew my role. But this day, I went hard. And I had the type of grandmother and the type of mother that would lay that wood to you, bro. You know what I mean? They would lay that wood to you. But because my grandmother was traveling, they would try to get me in the whip. I was running away from them. You know how your kid to do that. And they was on a time schedule. So everybody said, we're going to give them the silent treatment. Just give them the window. And it was like, we're going to get them when we get to the crib. And that's what that was about. So now we headed to the airport. I'm counting. Family's giving me the big silent treatment, just ignoring me. I'm counting. And then, bro, it was silver. It was metallic. What I saw was this color, that metallic part. It wasn't shiny. It was dull, almost like a mercury, almost. It wasn't shiny. It had no lights. It was shaped like a keg in my mind, what later on I thought was like a keg of beer. And just like Tori described, I'm looking at the street lights, and it's over that sight line, and it's that metallic I'm explaining, and it's moving right along at the pace of our car. And I'm like, wow, it's just riding along at the pace of our car. And I'm like, what is that? And then it stopped, and we're still moving, and it's just sitting there. Now, it's not doing any super speed or nothing like that. Now I'm trying to get my family's attention, and then it starts, and it was like moving so fast I couldn't tell if it was disappearing or not, but it'll be here, and then it was like it was messing with me, and then it be following us again. I can't get nobody to look. I'm crying. I'm like, y'all gotta look. And as soon as everybody finally just said, this boy is going crazy, it was like, in my mind, somebody looked, and it just, and they never saw nothing. And it just, as fast as it was there, it was no sound, and it was gone. I've never seen anything else like that, in my life. Made no noise. And like that Navy pilot was describing, when I said it was conscious self, it was playing with me, bro. It was teasing me, bro. It was like letting me know in my mind, and maybe this is my ego, but just as I was aware of that, I think they have a way of knowing. They could probably either get in our mind and say, look up, but they have a way of knowing when we are conscious of them.
Mm-hmm.
They do. That's why they fly over airplanes when the pilot sees them and stuff like that. Those cops who was driving, remember something, and they said it came down and hit their car. I don't think it does that if you don't see it.
Absolutely. I believe you on that.
Yeah, it's a consciousness, and it's a frequency you have to meet to even see it, really. Like my experience with the seeing the ship was people in the car could not see it.
But you saw it.
Yeah, they could not see it though. It was like, I'm like, it's right there, and they're like, man.
I've heard of encounters like that. I've heard of encounter. I think we might even have a video that shows that, a summer encounter. Yeah, and but it was there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not on that frequency, just like, I mean, you can look at a radio, and a very slight change in frequency is a whole nother station.
Or Self, you could be looking at a chameleon, right? And because you saw it, and now you're telling me, look, you see it, right? And you're on that frequency. You saw it, just like looking at these puzzles, and I'm trying to catch up to it, and see it, and I'm looking, and I'm all over the place, and I never saw it.
Right.
But then it's gone.
Right.
But man, yours was lit up though. They should have seen that.
They could not see it.
Man.
And I know what I saw. Like,
yeah. This was, man, bro, and it made no noise. It was no sonic boom, nothing. So that's where we're at. And then I want to, roll into the next video. If y'all can hold right quick, because we got some more questions for y'all. It's related to the topic. Appreciate you doing this. And then I'm gonna call that caller back, and then get that caller's comment.
We're back with Richard Southern. And Richard, there's no shortage of intriguing stories to chat about today. Let's begin with something that many Canadians are struggling to explain.
Turns out, Erica, UFO sightings are through the roof during the pandemic here in Canada. So maybe we've got more time to look up into the sky, or maybe there's actually something going on up there. New report from ufology research says sightings of unidentified flying objects across Canada, including things like levitating discs, erratic spaceships, and floating triangles, increased 46% in 2020 over 2019 levels. There were 1,243 recorded sightings last year, a record for Canada. 30% of the sightings taking place right here in Ontario. And before you go and call all these people crackpots, Erica, we've talked about the fact that the U.S. government has admitted that its military pilots have recorded, things they can't explain, craft moving, defying the laws of physics, and the Pentagon due to release a report before June 1st detailing what the U.S. government knows. So who knows? There might be something to this. You see a lot of strange things. You got to look at me every day, right, Eric?
No, not at all. But I will say for the UFO part of it, I think a small percentage are actually unexplained. The rest of them you can sort of attribute to balloons or
yeah, stupid, but we're talking about the unexplained.
Too many cocktails or
maybe
something.
That too.
There's something to it. Maybe we'll get more in this report. We'll let you know about that when we get it in from the U.S. government.
All right. And speaking of space, we could be seeing some remarkable new video from Mars over the coming month.
If you were a Martian, this would be a UFO to you. This is really cool. This is the helicopter that's attached
down
to
in the middle of the desert somewhere. They're on Mars, then whatever. I mean, maybe they are. Yeah. But like, what is that? And that's recent. And then I just don't like this consciousness of how all the news reports, it's been going on my whole life. You got some jackass sitting up there, reporting it like it's some sort of cartoon show. It's like, man, give me the news or don't give me the news.
That's snarky, and they're just doing what they're
paid to
told to do. Yeah, because if they knew it, they'd still be up there. Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe that? That guy.
He even said it, right? He was saying that this seems to be credible after all the snarky.
We're going to brace ourselves for this one.
So people shut down and they know what they're doing. He doesn't know, but the cabal who's setting that up, they know what they're doing, Self-Love.
Yeah.
These people shut down.
Yeah.
Once the snarky starts, they're not taking the news. Why don't they report the Peter pandemic that way? First he said, are you ready for this? Right? Why don't they do that? Everybody's not dying for it, but there's a small percentage that is.
Man, strange things are afoot, bro, because something started on the background of my computer. I'm on this screen. I ain't touched nothing.
Yeah. Remember that happened to me last week.
What is that sound out there?
It happened to me last week, bro. That's I mean, come on, man. We talk about getting our own, what do you call that, website. They're talking about getting their own internet.
Well, there's plenty of internets. People don't know. We're dealing with the www, but you don't know there's a AAA, a BBB,
right?
A C, the whole alphabet of frequencies to deal on. Because they got you on the World Wide Web. That's the one they chose for you and us. So I guess I'm part of that too. So
yeah, they did. The World Wide Web, the www, the 666, and then he called it Windows. Like, yep. And I said, man, remember I used to tell you that stuff? Any window is transparent. If I can see out, they can see in. And then it started coming out. They're looking at you at your cameras and blackmailing you. Yep. But I'm a spooky conspiracy theorist, and I'm not a scientist, and I don't know anything. But when you hear from the white people, then you what? Bow down and kowtow. Is that pretty much how it goes, self-love?
Well, I mean, from what I see, a lot of people that are out here, they are bowing down to white is right. That's what they be on. Real talk.
And we haven't made it. We're not successful until we're validated by white people.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever,
It's true, right? That Grammy award, not for the money that it could bring you, right? If somebody was like, no, I want that Grammy because those pink people and those white people go out and make me rich, right? If that was it, fine. For some reason, we're all programmed to want that. That BET award or whatever, I won't even show up for it. Not that I'm promoting the BET awards, not even owned by a black person anymore, but you know my point.
Yeah.
Used to be. Used to be ours.
Yeah.
But the Grammy still always meant more. Remember?
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about it. It's a popularity contest. So.
Yeah, we're not validated, bro, until but I'm gonna get back on topic. But bro, we're not validated until we get validated by mainstream America, and it's just so unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You have a few shrewd ones, bro, they'll say, you didn't discover me. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's the thing, like I was made when I got here. Dave Chappelle, he's one of those. He doesn't let them try to say, if it wasn't for us and our platform, you wouldn't be anything.
And the dude was doing stand-up at 14. Like on major stuff. Like in the clubs and all of that at 14. So I mean, what could they say? Could they say they built him? You didn't find him.
Yeah, but that's what they do though. They pretend like, and then they pretend like he didn't have any other opportunities. Like if it was CBS, if they didn't sign him, that the next big company wasn't going to do the same thing. Man. So, but I had some more questions, but if we can just jump into the next one, self-love, I'm having some spook issues over here as well. And I know what it is now. I got to cut my Wi-Fi on. More strange things over Canada. Big ups to TATN. All over Canada in the last 3 weeks. I mean, how can you see that and then let somebody explain this away? There has to be answers. Check your mute, bro.
I don't know how you could even try to tell people, oh, you didn't see what you saw. Like,
man, those lights that on that last image, you saw there was a searchlight literally going up there. I don't know if it was just ironic, but there was a searchlight. But that this isn't top news, that there isn't a whole segment. Like, that's all I would watch. We could watch Bad Boys. What you gonna do? Bad boys. Yeah, and if they could show us the reality shows, So, I mean, why don't they have a serious news force that's doing this? I got to get off the internet and listen to everybody call everybody wackos.
Because the news is just pandering. It's just spit. The head of the the broadcast for news is said in everywhere. It's the same bullshit. That's so. Can we say bullshit? Even if we can't, I'm saying
absolutely
bullshit.
You can.
I'm calling bullshit.
That's free speech.
They don't tell anything about, and they're not even. They don't even have to. They went to court in one place that made it that they do. The news does not have to tell you the truth. They don't have to tell you the information, and so it's just programming at best.
It's definitely adding credence to the theory that those at the top of the pyramid, so to speak, are involved as well.
Yeah, period. They don't watch
that part of their job is, we're going to slip up. Our technology isn't perfect, and everything in the dark is going to come out in the light. That's a universal principle that we all have to adhere to. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And people are going to see some things. They're all fractals down there, and they're all children of God. You know what I mean? And yeah. And you've got to cover it up and discredit everybody.
They can try. And all it's going to amount to is trying, because they can't stop it. It's the information age, and the information is going to come out. So
now self-love at a close encounter of the Thoid kind. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, because remember the last time we did that.
Yeah.
They went in there and deleted he went in there and deleted everything.
Yeah. So yeah. Don't think we're gonna talk about that. I have, and
that's it.
Witnesses, and they all know, and then we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Hey, bro, what's next on there? Because I can't pull this up. It's not coming up.
Don't worry about it. Next is
some shows over. It'll work.
It's the Navy spots. The Pentagon confirms.
Are you sure we're not past? Oh, here it is. It came up. Don't worry about it. We're after break. Hold on. TATN footage was shot 2 weeks over a Canadian airport.
That was what we just did.
Oh, yeah. I saw my UFO by O'Hare. I saw it by an airport as well.
Right.
Was yours nearby any water or airport, Tori? Do you know?
I don't have any idea. I was just looking up when we were driving from Mississippi. I don't even know what state we were in. We weren't in Mississippi, and we weren't in Illinois.
Side note, burying jewels and not educating the enemy. But, one thing they did, Self, was they put all of their highways through our communities.
Yeah.
Those are the supply lines.
Yeah.
You know, and they got this and they got that and they got this and they got that. But all of their supply lines run through our communities. Brilliant. And maybe that's why they're trying to regentrify that. Yeah, brilliant, big spooks. Yeah. So if you want to go to war, guess what? So that's what they'll do. They'll bring in their National Guard, secure those freeways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They couldn't starve us out, Self. Those jackasses put all of the freeways through our communities all over the country.
I mean, literally.
Yes.
Literally took our homes and all that to, space and to make it.
Yes. So, Mr. Pinkman.
Intimate domain.
So, Mr. Pinkman, we're in this thing together.
You could say we're in it together. I'm in it together with them, like the pink ones. You already know.
Hey, but yeah, that was a complete sidebar that we're burying in the alien thing. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, we're just burying it. We do that in some of these 3-hour lives. Yeah, YouTube,
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, they're none the wiser. All right, so we got like you said, the Navy spots pyramid UFO. Oh, yes, this one, Noop, was extremely recent. I'm excited about this. And when you see this footage, and then what do you call that? Production, please run that. When you see this footage, bro, I don't know what they're talking about.
Meantime, UFO sightings in New York have nearly doubled since the pandemic began, and
Fox
we are
talks
getting
about
new
it.
video from the Navy showing pyramid-shaped objects flying
Not
in the
this
sky.
one, but this
Brian
one's
Yennis is
moving
live
like
for us in Brooklyn,
Bro
New
was
York.
explaining.
Brian,
He said
good
it's sliding across the sky.
Trace, good morning. This extraordinary video
I think it's
and
there, but it's
images
not
of
there.
unidentified flying objects or UFOs were leaked to investigative reporter Jeremy Corbell
It's
and
like a slider,
investigative
Self.
reporter George
What do they call those? A
Knapp.
floater
This
in your
night
eye?
vision video purportedly shows 3 pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell
Yeah,
off the coast of California in July of 2019.
Mhm.
At one point, these UFOs
There you go.
reportedly
That's what it
hovered
is.
just 700 feet above the tail of the Navy destroyer,
700
making,
feet.
quote, extraordinary
Taunting.
maneuvers. Now, Corbell says the unclassified video is part of a classified government report intended to
Now, why
educate
didn't the Navy
officials
shoot
about
that down?
unidentified crafts flying
Look at
over
that.
restricted
Could not.
airspace. These
Yeah,
cell phone
you're right.
photos taken
They
by a
cannot. That's
FA-18
why.
pilot in March of 2019 show 3 different unidentified aircrafts off the coast of Oceania, including 2
They didn't run around
UFOs
talking
dubbed
about-
the
Hold on.
Metallic Blimp and another called the Sphere. A Department of Defense spokesperson said, quote,
Right.
I
It
can
might have been the
confirm
Chinese. Yeah,
that
you
the
just shot the
referenced
Chinese
photos
down.
and videos were taken by Navy personnel.
700
The
feet from the
Unidentified
destroyer.
Aerial Phenomena Task Force has included these incidents in their ongoing examinations. However, the Pentagon was unwilling to confirm these 3 photos, which Corbell says came from the USS Omaha, showing a UFO diving into the ocean and disappearing.
Look at that, Self.
That is an extraordinary piece of technology. Whoever is operating these technologies are far more advanced than anything we have in the U.S. arsenal, and that should be a warning sign. We need to find out the intent of the operators of these vehicles.
Extraterrestrial or not, a bombshell UFO report is expected in June from the U.S. government. Trace.
Look forward to that. Brian Yennis live for us in New York. Brian, thank you.
Man, you saw that second one. It was a clear picture. The metallic one with the no lights.
Yeah. Man.
I don't know what more evidence we gotta have. Right?
For real.
Let me get this caller. Hopefully this caller can hear.
Hello.
Thanks for calling the Self Luv Show, and where we are greater than our excuse. Go ahead with your first name and your state, and then talk to us.
Okay, this is Patricia again from Nevada. I don't think I have to say I'm your mother. Okay, but I wanted to talk about some of my experiences
and maybe shed some light on the spiritual application of what we're seeing and what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to start with a scripture that Jesus said, "In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. So I go to prepare a place for you so that where I am, you may be there also." These are our ancestors. That's what the aliens are. They're our ancestors, and it has been proven that the elements of our bodies are the same as the elements made up of the stars.
Correct.
And we are definitely from the stars. We are never physical. We're spiritual beings. These are our ancestors, and they're trying to get our attention for many different reasons concerning this earth. When you come here to Nevada, you go out on the porch at night, you'll be able to visibly look up and see many things going on in the sky out here.
Wow.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. So I don't think we need to be afraid of it, but we don't have to have anybody to brainwash us into thinking that these things are not happening. They are happening. They have always happened since the beginning of time.
Yeah, the skies over Nevada have been crazy. What do you think's pulling them to Nevada specifically?
Well, I've been asking myself that question, but I think a lot of it is that it's one of the wide open spaces that are left in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have deserts, so I don't know if they're more comfortable because there's not the population that's heavily populated in other areas.
Well, I definitely appreciate the biblical context. We were asking those questions about the biblical context. I appreciate that. And then Tori said he thinks that it could have to do with Area 51 being nearby there. And then also,
that's true.
Yeah. And then also, I guess they got all that nuclear storage in that mountain or what have you. Yeah.
Which is very dangerous. And I'll discuss that. That could be another show. When you come here, I'll discuss that with you.
Very dangerous, Mother. Very dangerous.
And we have, a big naval base here also. Air
Correct.
Force Base, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Air Force Base.
Correct.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of things going on there as well. I also wanted to make this comment. When you talked about what happened to you when you were a child, right after that is when you wrote your first poetry called The Light.
Oh, man.
And I think that was a part of your anointing that they were giving you.
Wow.
So I just wanted to give
and the light was about the dark. It was about, the light came from the dark, of course. That's what the light was.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. Wow. Well,
this is the light coming in from the dark.
Wow.
To let us know that we're being looked at and after.
And Mother, I was thinking too, if they're the ancestors and if all of that nuclear stuff, if they can travel, if they know what's going to happen, if they've been around trillions of years, as we all have, maybe they are trying to protect us. Maybe they are doing something to keep that nuclear stuff from killing everybody.
That's right. And of course, there are portals on this earth also.
Well, the Native Americans really got into
appear
it.
to be the sky to us. It has dawned on me that sometimes maybe the sky and the ocean are almost one and the same.
Man.
They are, Ma. We're one big the earth. This is one big water.
Yes.
Yes, we're all in water. Yes, and we have
portals, and the portals. People that we're moving in and out of these portals. So it goes deep. I'm not going to take up any more time on the show, but I just wanted to give my input. I've seen many things in 75 years. I could never even say half of them. So I will look forward to us having that discussion when you come here.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you. I'm looking forward to it as well, and thank you for the elder wisdom. We always appreciate that on the show.
And again, God bless the show. We're looking for more listings. People, please like, share, do all that you need to do to build this show up.
Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Show.
And Tori said
Thank
yes.
you.
He said thank you. All right, Ma. I'll see you. I'll see you soon.
Tori.
Okay. God bless. Interesting.
Man.
Very interesting concept.
Yes.
I've heard that, though, that we've come from the sun. Our ancestors talked about that. Sirius, different places, and stars.
The portal that they say in our solar system, I might say, they have been theorized that it is a portal. It is not just or heating the earth. It's a portal. It's the main focus, the largest focus in this energetically in this region.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if I have to accept that the universe is infinite, and I have to, even if it runs into a wall, what's on the other side of that wall, right? That it always is, it always was, and it can't be explained. If I can accept that, and that's what the brother said, right? The brother was like, who am I, to discount anything that the creator has done? You were going there, and you were like, we can't conceive in this plane.
Yeah. With this limited, this is limited. That's what I want everyone to know. Like, we're dealing with 5 senses mainly, and there are higher senses, but only if you're attuned to them. And if you eat the regular diet of this planet, and more than likely you're not attuned to it.
Right. You're like a sheep, your head's down, and you're never and you don't really.
Anyway, we're still limited to the senses that we have on this in this matrix. They're still limited. Like, they're limited mainly to this dimension at most. You know what I mean? Like, we are multi-dimensional, and we are existing in other dimensions, and we don't even know we there.
Wow. Other times, other dimensions, all that simultaneously.
Well, all that is happening.
Yeah.
Time is
Okay, so that concept of those are the ancestors.
There's also a theory that we figured out time travel, and those are the future. That's also been a theory. Like,
that would make sense, and they can't, and they don't want to mess up the wrinkle of time at all.
But they're coming back trying to fix something. They messing up the wrinkle. They trying to fix something, forward.
Yeah, that's a mind screw.
It's just a theory. I'm not.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying that's a mind screw to be so far forward and say, well, let's go back and kill Adolf Hitler, and then maybe all this hadn't happened, or let's go back and you know what I mean.
It's further out than that. The theory is that they've cloned so many times that they're at the end of the road, and they're trying to come back and fix that. They're coming back to try to fix that so that doesn't occur. They're trying to change the timeline.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe they're trying to get fresh DNA so that, because if you're saying if they're too cloned out, they would just need more to the gene pool. It's like those islands that disappear because ultimately, they don't have an influx of fresh DNA, and then they all get one disease, and then they die out, and then they leave statues of who they were. At least that's how it's written. Who knows? Maybe some pink two-bobs came over and killed them all. History's a mind screw too, because we just don't know what we don't know.
Right. It's fact that a lot of the history has just been altered completely, and the truth has been buried. And
which becomes then what is truth?
I've heard people say truth is what I say it is.
It's very hard. It's very hard to know, because when you look at events or whatever,
Yes, sir.
almost all of them have been altered. Like,
yes, sir.
Through we're just gonna call it what it is, white supremacy has altered the history that we get here on this continent.
There's people, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because I forgot to mention that in the announcements. We have This Ain't That Network History coming up. This Ain't That History. So we're going to be cranking that out alone. Necessary.
Y'all better go ahead and subscribe, like, share. Man, I'm telling you, that's going to be, you going to have to see that like you see this.
Yeah, we have authors, knowledgeable cats, degreed and from the city, and just write knowledge and tap into the ancestors. And they've done the research, done papers, written books. So we're looking forward to this. But there are cats, Self, as you've shown me, different people, and they've been I hate that word, but yes, attempting to unpack the history. And you start going down this rabbit hole. It's a bunch of those guys out there, and they'll tell you something that'll be like a revelation.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, somebody will tell you in East St. Louis, they were slaughtered by white people. Once again, because of jealousy. They claimed it was 100 people dead, but people can say it was probably in the thousands, just slaughtered innocent black people, kids and women.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't know about that. They didn't tell me about that at race school. It's a prestigious, public school education that best you can get, Right? No, they don't tell you that nowhere. University of Illinois.
They didn't even tell them there,
Right.
They didn't even teach them that live there.
But this is where me and you get into it. This is where our Saturday schools are going to come into play. I don't expect them to tell us this shit anymore. See, it was a time when they kept us separate and they had control, and, and Tori, you was from this tribe, and we're going to separate the Noops from the, we're going to separate all the Noops and put them with this, and we're going to put the folks with this and keep them, and put this language with that language and ship him out to that state. They had those powers, and they still have them to a certain extent now, but now it's all us. It's all us.
Yeah. I was just talking about what was.
Of course. Yeah. So what was is what is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what will be is what we will make it to be.
Facts, bro. Facts. So, and then wrapping this segment, because I think we ran through, was that the leaked? No, that was a Navy spot. So let's go ahead and do the leaked Pentagon UFO video. This will be the final video, you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. It's 3 minutes. And the Pentagon is about to release some information.
A night vision video from a Navy destroyer, a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship. The Pentagon confirming the images obtained by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell were taken by Navy personnel, expected to be a part of a report on unidentified aerial phenomenon to be presented to Congress this summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Already online, some skeptics say the images are caused by cameras trying to focus, but some of the objects go beyond just flying in the sky. One shows a spherical object dipping into the ocean, similar to an incident in Puerto Rico where an object was tracked buzzing an airport, then flying into the water, popping back out before appearing to split into two and disappearing.
Showing out.
Over the last several weeks, some of the nation's top former intelligence officials have been raising eyebrows.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
The fact that it could split into two, all of our science, that's why they don't want to talk about it. All of our science is just bullshit. It goes out the window. If that can happen, all of our science goes out the window.
At
all of it.
40,000 feet or so, and not
all of it.
Continue.
The fact that it could fly at that speed and go into the water
and then split. What was going on?
In December, ex-CIA Director John Brennan said it was arrogant to believe there are no other forms of life other than the ones on Earth. And former intelligence chief John Ratcliffe says officials have been tracking technology beyond our capabilities.
He's a spook.
We're talking about objects picked up by satellite imagery that are difficult to explain.
Like another incident off the coast of California in 2004 when a fighter squadron encountered an object that seemed to defy gravity.
What do you think it is? I honestly don't know. I don't think that we have developed that technology. I don't think we developed it on this planet.
Video from that encounter and two other incidents were officially released by the Pentagon last year. Now, new signs that the Pentagon could declassify more sightings of what they can't explain.
And guys,
so they all been trying to track that, lock that dude in. That was hard to even lock it in. Finally, one of the pilots got it locked in. That's why they were so excited.
Aerial Threat Identification Program at the Pentagon, point blank. Are those the only videos that the government has? He said no. Those were probably the least compelling videos. And in some videos, you see an object about 50 feet away from the cockpit. Guys.
Okay, that's crazy. You know, I don't want to say I don't believe because I don't want them to come prove me wrong.
Exactly.
So,
right.
I'm with you.
And by the way, think about every person who thinks they've seen something up in the sky. These are just the military confirmed ones.
I don't like it. I'd like to go back just like thinking that this isn't real.
Yeah. Moving on.
I'd like
Right. See, that's comfortable for her.
That's part of the problem.
That was
thanks for
that is why they do what they do too. You know, because they do suggest that a lot of they like their comfort. Ignorance is comfortable. You're taking Linus as a security blanket. You heard her. She said it. I want to go back to not talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, she
that's how they feel about Colin Kaepernick.
Vibration, about the vibration on the whole planet. That's how they.
Yes.
Oh, I don't.
Yes.
That's not happening. What do you mean?
Yes.
I can't imagine that he tried to kill him, intended to kill him with 9 minutes knee on the neck.
Brent Favre. Hey, what's your boy's name, bro? We talked about
what? So he just kneeled there, yeah,
Yeah, and to say that, but why even say it? Right? Say that to your family and shut up. But what's the guy's name? Oh fuck, I forgot.
Imbecile.
We were talking about the scientist, the black one, Neil. What's his name?
DeGrasse Tyson or something.
Yeah. Now, I do agree with some of his stuff. I don't like him. He's a spook. He's CIA, in my opinion. But he said, oh, fuck, what did he say? What did he say that I agreed with? Man, I'm going to watch this over and be so pissed. Oh, my God. He said one thing that I agree with. Oh, my God. I want to even go back and see, but it might come to me. Let's see here. Let's see. But the U.S. intelligence, they have 6 months, you guys, to come clean with that, with those videos, Self, that they were talking about. When they were saying that there's so much more that they haven't shown.
Yeah.
So. Looking forward to that. Truly looking forward to that. We'll see how they cover it up and redact everything.
I think they're on the point of slowly releasing stuff. They are trying to, not come clean, but, move in that direction. It's the information age, and some things they can't stop with a lot of BS. There's going to be a lot of false information that's going to be readily available. So you have to look within and use discernment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I want to see, there's a lot of ufologists, so to speak, waiting on this report.
Yeah.
But it's freedom of information. It's a lot of stuff that's coming out. And the Pentagon's going to come clean with it. I don't know what their motivation is for that all of a sudden.
I don't know if they're going to come clean.
Said that now it's time.
Yeah, could be. I don't know if they're going to come clean. They're going to put information out that they hadn't before. Initially, because they falsify everything. That's their first mode of operation. So them admitting to something, and not pulling out the most compelling information tells me that they're still like holding back. So, something's got to change.
So what do you think would happen if they released everything and it was just irrefutable evidence that even now, you know, there could be an alien in your room right now, and they were able to say there's certain frequencies, and they're here, they're all around us, and they've been here, they're inside you, and like, I mean, you just guess you have to go on with life, because then what can you do?
Man, there's nothing you can do.
Right? It'd be like when we found out there was bacteria. Freaked us out for a minute, probably. You know what I mean? It's always been there. Remember you were a kid in school, they started talking about that. And if you look under there, and we all got it, and you started going, whoa, it's freaking me out. Right? You know?
Yeah. You know, people got to have an open mind, man, and not this super ego that this country has really programmed and structured in, that, you know, manifest destiny type thing. Like, we're everything and it's our destiny. We're going to manifest everything. We're going to take over everything. And we're the most powerful thing on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the most powerful thing in the universe. We're the only thing in the universe that's got to think and can make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just ridiculous at best and stupid at worst.
Facts. Bro, yeah, the thought recurred to me, the Neil deGrasse.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing he said was, I was watching an interview, they asked him if they thought that, you know, it's possible for us to terraform Mars, other planets, etc. And he said, scientifically, whatever. And he said it can be done, right? But he asked a simple question that I never thought about. He said, look at Siri. I didn't even talk to her. He trying to distract me. He said, if we could, I wrote it down, so we're good. He said, if we could terraform Mars, then why can't we terraform Earth?
You already know, bro, that I've been talking about that. Like these crops that they feeding the whole planet with, that
Talking about Monsanto?
Yeah, they subsidize it. No, the whole thing, them and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and bro,
corn.
Say corn. I didn't know that they were an Illinois company, State Farm. But bro, we've been dealing with a major triple K, Monsanto. Yeah. I'm talking about. Yes, yeah. And y'all got that superconductor thing under there. But go ahead. I hope you didn't lose your thought. Right there.
Yeah. It's a serious thing that they're trying to alter.
Yes.
Real
time and space.
Yes, they're trying to alter the future. Like that's why the theory is that they are, you know, the future us, and they're the edges in for something that they did or something they did occurred. Yeah. And they're trying to repair that, and they are altering a bunch of stuff. That's what, you know, part of the theory of the Mandela effect. When, you know,
I know what you're saying, but then
you wake up the next day and something's a little altered here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the
yes.
hell? And you was talking about CERN, right? Here, that's here.
I think CERN is in Switzerland, but it's the other one, bro. It's another one. Yes, it was started by Rockefeller. He was one of the biggest ones, University of Chicago. He's one of the biggest. I was just looking, I was like, I did not know. It's in a suburb just outside of Chi. It's the biggest in the world. Yes.
Yeah, the first two.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. People have been coming from all over the world.
Well, it was a smaller one that was first, and then
that was the big one they needed and all invested in.
Yes, and they made the big one. That, man.
And it was around the time that I saw my UFO. See, that would interest them, I think. These guys are piercing, or you know what I mean, dimensions, the stuff they're doing.
And
breaking
fractals, you know, these are atoms the smallest thing, and then they come with there and they do what they do, and they smashing atoms, and then all of a sudden
that's it.
Then they're like, wait a minute. When we smash the atoms, there's something, you know, that's smaller. And then when they smash those, there's something smaller. And then all of a sudden they start opening portals.
Tori, philosophers have asked that question. You can take anything and cut it in half.
everything can be cut in half. And on the macro side, it's when we say, if you build a big wall at the end of the earth, what's on the other side of the wall? What's behind the curtain? Everything be doubled. Everything can be doubled.
Yes.
Everything can be cut in half. Everything.
Period. That's the problem with the way the entity wants to control this. They try to break everything down to a singularity. And
right.
That's
they're trying to find God. They're trying to find God so they can figure out how to kill it.
That's the issue.
Now they got
trying to
dark
break it down to a singularity. But the thing is, the problem with that is this matrix is a duality.
Yes, anything we can conceive, we can achieve. So because they're looking for it, they're going to find it. But then it's like that carrot that keeps moving away from you. There's going to be something else that now you have to discover.
Yeah, because they can't. It's
it's
a duality. So if you're trying to find the singularity, you could keep looking all you want.
Looking. No, we can go to the edge of the Milky Way with the best science in the future, with the best telescope from there, and we're going to be like, oh, yeah, we got to get out there. We got to see what that is. Yeah, it's a trick bag.
Yeah, period.
And I think the indigenous people knew it, and that's why they just played in the dirt and loved their families and kept it simple.
They were great astrologers and stuff themselves. They did a whole lot. They did. They didn't try to create stuff to blow up the world, though.
So. No, but bro, they were nomadic. So when they start saying the Egyptians, right, started timing everything and timing the sun and then naming it God and based on the Nile River and whatever, and supposedly that's where science and math and thought, that type of thought came from. You know, who were the Egyptians? Like, were these the Anunnaki? And were they a mixed breed? Because go ahead, bro.
There's concepts that
because we were nomadic, weren't we? Nomadic?
No, not all the ways. No, we've been here so long that we had done everything. We've done brain surgery and all kinds of stuff. And there's
nomadic. I mean nomadic as far as movers.
The now is a theory that it's the Mississippi River is the Nile that they're really talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's old maps that show.
Yes. And so there was there and here. You know what I mean? There's the Nile, and that's the game that a lot of the pink people played, naming things, everything the same everywhere, so they could just say, they could tell you where things happen. You know what I mean? So where is the so-called Egypt? Is it,
Yeah, but what I was going with, Noop, is I was just trying to say the seeds. When we started the farming and the hoarding, and we all decided out of fear we can work together better in a big group, and we get bigger groups and bigger groups before we get attacked. At some point, some fear, like what you're talking about, like when did that crap happen? I feel like when we started, and this has got to be from history I've learned. It doesn't mean it's true, but I'd like to feel like I'm getting this from my ancestors, or it's just something nature in me, something deep in my DNA, quote unquote, that, yeah, if I was one of the original people on this planet, just like now, I would want to explore. I would, if the food wasn't in the grocery stores and there was, strawberries on the West Coast this time of year, I would be moving. I would be staying in shape. I would get my grapes. This is what I would do. I would enjoy that. I would see different animals, and when the weather got cold, I'd move like the birds, like everything else. And I guess we couldn't live like that now with billions of people on the planet.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be billions if we didn't do that to that seed. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
The planet has set it up where all that can be brought to you. So that's the way it's set up. It's set up for us to be sedimentary, not moving around and exploring. You know what I mean? They're trying to make every neighborhood pretty much the same, so you don't really leave your neighborhood. with the gentrification and all that, having the same stores, and it's crazy as far as I can see, because we need to see other cultures so we could self-examine, because the people here think vastly different than most people in the world.
Facts. I mean, that was I couldn't have said that better. Yeah, and then we're gonna roll this over to Tori for his wordsmiths final words. But you guys make sure you check out Mouthpiece Included tomorrow. We're lining up the Silverbacks, and we're gonna talk about the Negroes in baseball, and we got coaches, Jackie Robinson, Westcats, and stuff like that. Self Love's played baseball. I played baseball, and so we're gonna unpack that. So, but my favorite part, we're gonna throw it over to Self Love for wordsmiths. Final words.
Yo, and it's the final words. Expand your mind. Grow on what you heard. If you feel a little disturbed, tell that little bird to keep on flying. Because the truth has been told, and I ain't lying. What you need to know to grow comes to you, especially on the Self Love Show, because we bring the spirit of love, and don't put us above anyone trying to do the work. I love y'all. Thank you for your support. It means the world. Be able to conceive this, but so do something charitable for an enemy.
Charitable. Facts. Charitable for an enemy. All right, so here we go, self-love. Gaining one's own definition. Right. Man. The elders tell me that hurt people, man.
Yeah. Well, we all know that healthy people can heal people.
Man, so it's going to take all of us, man. It's not okay for these kids to be getting abused, for our people to be in the foster system and coming out telling us what's going on, and we just don't do shit about it. That's not good. That's not good. Every child in the foster system has a family. Every child in the foster system has a family. Someone has to step up and make holy. Sacrifice. It's simple. It's simple. Imagine if you were a child and something happened to your mom or your dad or both, and there was nobody in your family that came to get you. Think about that. And we sit here with our gavels and our fucking assholes talking about his family, he didn't do this and that. Just think about that. Bring a tear to my eye saying this shit. And then at 18, they get thrown back into the community. So you, bro.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free all the guys.
Prison of slavery, check the 14th, man.
Man, act like Peter, but stay walking on the wall.
G. Move a motherfucking mountain, bro.